Okay, so weekends at the doggy daycare have been keeping me pretty busy and not working out well for making video time. I didn't have anything planned out for this week's video, but I just recently stumbled across a movie version of The Importance of Being Earnest. It's the one with Colin Firth from a few years back. And so I thought I would go ahead and reprise my role as Algernon Moncrief. The literature group that Joseph and I were in did a read-through. Joseph was Jack and I was Algernon, and it was pretty excellent. So I'm going to share a few of my favorite scenes and lines.
But why does your aunt call you her uncle? From little Cecily, with her fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. Now, there is no objection, I admit, to an aunt being a small aunt, but why an aunt, no matter what her size may be, should call her own nephew her uncle, I can't quite make out. Besides, your name isn't Jack at all. It's Ernest. You've always told me it was Ernest. I've introduced you to everyone as Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You even look like your name is Ernest. You are the most earnest-looking person I've ever met. Literary criticism is not your forte, my dear fellow. You should leave that to the people who have never been to university. They do it so well in the daily papers. What you really are is a Bunburyist. You may be one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know. You have invented a convenient younger brother that you may be able to come up to town as often as you like. I have a most invaluable friend called Bunbury, who is a dreadful invalid. If it wasn't for Bunbury's extraordinarily bad health, I wouldn't be able to dine with you at Willis's this evening. As it is, I've been engaged to dine with Aunt Augusta for more than a week, and I've no intention of dining with Aunt Augusta. First of all, I dine there on Monday, and once a week is quite enough to dine with one's own relations. In the second place, whenever I do dine there, I'm always treated as a member of the family, and sent down with no woman at all, or two. In the third place, I know perfectly well who she will sit me next to. She will sit me next to Mary Farquhar, who always flirts with her own husband across the dinner table. That kind of thing is not very pleasant. In fact, it's not even decent. The amount of women in London these days who flirt with their own husbands is perfectly scandalous. It looks so bad, it is simply washing one's clean linen in public. Besides, now that I know you are a Bunburyist, I will naturally want to talk to you about Bunburying. It is perfectly childish to be in full mourning for a man who is staying as a guest in your house for a week. I call it grotesque. You ought to go up and change, as long as you're not too long. I never saw anyone take so long to dress, with so little result. If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it. The only ones who talk about other people's business are stockbrokers, and then only dinner parties. Well, I can't eat muffins in an agitated manner, now can I? The butter would get on my cuffs. One should always eat muffins quite calmly. That is the only way to eat them. If I'm ever occasionally a little overdressed, I make up for it by being immensely overeducated.